Leading engagement. We have 3 groups of units moving forward. Right. We need to know where the enemy is located. So that's bad. Even if these die, I'm okay with that. Game. Problem is I can't even see them, but they're firing at me. Also, I can't move anymore. Just have so much suppression that this will basically escape the map. So those points were totally wasted. But those were proper SAM units. They're fairly expensive to buy, and they have only a couple of missiles. And their purpose is to shoot the helicopters down. They're not even that great against aircraft. They did their job. Congratulations. I forgot to put the infantry in vehicles. Yeah, and I can't actually put them inside. Well, that's a front of a vehicle. So we need to take control over the city center. Just go as far as you can. Speed is very important here, so we'll have to stack these units a little bit on top of each other. I think a missile came from here and somewhere here. Point is, there's definitely multiple groups of them spread around. So we more or less got the information we wanted to get, but not in the way we wanted to get. I still don't know what exactly do they have. We're not necessarily in a bad spot here. Meaning, I'm not sure if we should move at all. We can see the victory flags, which is what we wanted. It's important what the tanks see. Yeah, I see more or less what I wanted. We cover the southern area here. What are the distances? About 10, 20, 30. Yeah, it's a respectable distance, but distance where I'm comfortable still shooting at, so it's not that bad. If they have any kind of a area attack that drops on us now, that's bad. We need to get on top of this hill. That's something we can't afford to wait with. We have to be there. Not sure if I should move these guys a little bit closer, maybe a little bit higher too. There's really nothing here after all we need to protect. I think we can afford to move a little bit closer. That's more or less where we're gonna stay then. Okay, they have a metric ton of anti-tank missiles there. Did not expect this. Ready and moving. We definitely have to suppress them. The 55s, water missiles, BD. Tank-wise doesn't look too bad. Missile-wise looks goddamn awful. We can't go on the top of this hill yet. Can we? Yeah, 33 targets over here. And that's a lot of anti-tank missile capability. T-62s, BMP-1, so yeah. This is a windy spot to be in, let's put it that way. And I can't move, so... fuck. Yeah, this is gonna be bad. I need to put tanks in here because I'm already risking my command unit. So it's not gonna be good no matter what I do. Holy shit. It's unlikely to hit, but we're within missile range, so we have to start shooting. Okay. It was an unlikely hit apparently. I don't want to shoot at these. They're literally no threat to our tanks. Come on, just take it out now. Three immobilized tanks. This is not a good thing. They're just gonna sit there and start shooting at us. It's gonna be a catastrophe if I can't do something with them. Also, I can't use the road anymore. I might as well dump the infantry out now. No benefit to putting the APCs at risk here either. There are a billion tanks we need to shoot at, but we also need to suppress the Sagger teams. Sagger teams are a bigger threat really. That's no longer a threat. Guess I created enough smoke that I can't shoot at it. Hills are fairly important. Might have to move the tank still. What can we see? Pretty much only that. Okay, that's not a horrible place for us to be in. What about you? Take it out. We need an actual kill. Thank you very much. All these things. Sure, I want to move too much. What do we see? Not all that much. This is not a good place to be in. There's way too much traffic coming at us. Hint. Not good enough. Actually it is. It's one of the guys in that squad died. They have to come through there with all of the vehicles, so I think we want to stare at this road for some time. And it's neutralized. Ah, missile jeeps. They can't realistically shoot at anything now. On the other hand, if the enemy doesn't react to them, they should be able to fire fairly accurately on the next turn. The problem is they have a lot of missile launchers here ready in position now. And I cannot escape from them. So unless we can score a kill or two here, we're gonna lose tanks. So close. Okay, that shot might have saved some of our lives. Yeah, they're buttoned up now. One of them is retreating. If I can get another one, that'll basically guarantee our survival. There's a lot of tanks firing, but we're much more likely to survive that. Also, it's not like we have a huge amount of options. It's gonna be bad no matter what happens. Yep. Still, what exactly can we see? We can't see any of the major enemy threats. We still need to counter the vehicle groups coming through here, so I'm not sure how much we could realistically move. We would go a little bit to the north, so we would get a better angle on them. I think that might not be a horrible idea. Right, we'll see a few more targets. Just repositioning a little bit. Nothing more. This could be bad, pretty bad. Yep. Can't evade the missile fire. but they're suppressed, so it's much harder to get missiles to hit. It's still incredibly dangerous for us. I'm probably gonna lose a tank or two on this round. The biggest problem is we lose the crew too. On the next round, the biggest problem is that the kill tank cost suppression. Oh shit, there's so many of them. If we lose a handful of units, we don't have the ammunition to destroy the enemy anymore. At least they're firing at around 40 to 50 hexes at us, so they're mostly going to miss. If we would have waited for longer, it would have been just much worse. The problem is these are all core group casualties. Right, we lost the command crew survived, we lost elite tank crew survived. So not good at all. Suppression doesn't work. So again, not all that great. Or rallying doesn't work rather. I don't think we can be here. We're basically 2 tanks on our own, more or less. So yeah. This one lost its main gun too. So there's 1 tank here that's operational. Yeah, this is basically we have to pull back from here. This is lost. These tanks will just die, and it'll extra cost for us if we try to do something with them. I might stay here and take pot shots at them. Don't see why I shouldn't do that. We have how many? We have 4 warheads that we can use. Did any good? Perfectly acceptable. I'm thinking of keeping the jeeps here. Not that much they can do, but at the same time, they can contribute quite a bit. They're fairly small targets, hard to destroy really. We can spread some fun around with them. At the same time, yeah, they more or less have 1 warhead, maybe 2 left. So they're gonna be worthless to me anyway. They might also act as decoys to save their crews that are still there. Yeah, we actually do need to get something there, otherwise they'll win. So in a little bit of a hurry here. Oh shit. you go there. We can... No, I was thinking of ferreting the crew out of here, but the crew is safer outside the vehicles. Get into cover. Might have a use for these guys in some kind of a cleanup operation. So I still want to keep them around. Sager teams, my old friends. There's so many tanks now coming at close range, I don't really want to waste shots on something that isn't a direct threat to our tanks. He didn't give a shit. Right, I need to kill him first. Probably block most of the enemies anyway. Yes. Yeah, smoke doesn't really do all that much. Not this type of smoke, at least. It could also be that you need multiple smokes hexes next to each other to actually block vision. Yeah, it's not an important kill, but it's fairly important. Yeah, immobilized APC is as good as a kill. It definitely ditched the infantry inside, and it's not within range to use its weapons. It is pretty much worthless. Is that it? Do I want to reposition tanks? I sort of think I might need to get tanks a little bit closer, because otherwise it's going to be a nightmare to try to protect the actual flags if I don't have a vehicle that can shoot here. I'm hoping they'll spend some time shooting at the jeeps to waste shots and maybe keep the group spread around a little bit more. The jeeps, if they die, it's fine. If they don't, they get maybe one extra shot before being worthless anyway. A lot of anti-tank missiles wasted on them. Probably fairly tough to hit with missiles anyway. They're so small targets. Any hit will kill them though. Okay. And we still have one extra shot, so we might as well hold position. Last shot. 7 targets to choose from. T62 sounds about right. I'm thinking of keeping the jeeps here. They're still good decoys for them to shoot at, I think. They're sending some tanks up north to counter us. I don't know why, because there's nothing here, nothing of value. I guess the jeeps are there, so that's enough of a reason. Not a good reason though. Our chances of hitting anything aren't particularly good. I'll fire this as a last resort anyway. My biggest worry is that we might lose the crews. That's a lot of tanks coming our way here. Even if every shot would hit, we would still have trouble killing them. I need to basically kill something to suppress the advance there. Otherwise we can't stop them. It matters where we kill them then. Yeah, that's not good enough. Every ready unit has to be suppressed at the very least. Okay, we got a couple of kills, not horrible. Retreating, button, 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 button. The southern group of tanks is our biggest threat at the moment. They can shoot pretty much at everything. The ones going at the center are pretty harmless in how they're positioned at the moment. So basically what it comes to is this. Ooh, ready stagger team, that's not good. One of the button tanks has to be killed. That's what it comes down to. That'll probably push them to full retreat. It's a missile vehicle flick. Thank you. Okay, they're retreating. We don't really need to shoot at them. I think we're better off shooting at these. Oh, hell. I guess we are not. I'm guessing they're so small of a target that is a problem. Same as with the Jeep situation. Okay, this isn't a good spot. We can offer some cover to the northern group in this place. I forgot to pull back the tank. Fuck. Forgot to shoot at it with it too. These tanks are... we need to pull back from here. These tanks are shooting at my infantry. At least the crew survived from this too, but that was a pretty big fuck up. He was in a good place to fire and I didn't even bother firing. Didn't even bother moving it away. Just absolute catastrophe. The bigger problem is we're not really hitting. Not even clicking this time. There's too many tanks. Unless we get a handful of kills every turn, we are losing this. I hate these assaults. He has a perfectly a good selection of weapons, but he fucking doesn't use them. Even the machine gun fire on the vehicle would have been sufficient to get the job done. I didn't need to assault it. Maybe enough, I don't know. I'm not sure if there's a convenient way to do it, but it's a big goddamn problem for us that I'm not sure how to do it. And we will not be reacting to anything anymore. It's a problem because there's infantry that these guys dropped here. So we know that there's troops coming our way. Someone else has to take care of the tank. Well, an armored car, really. Still. More infantry in here. Trying to suppress it a little bit. Ah, it's immobilized. Having these guys would actually be acceptable here now. Yeah, we're getting such light units on the enemy side that even the machine gun fire would probably penetrate the armor. 3 targets. Ooh, you need to die. But we only get 2 shots, so shit. Immobilized. Yeah, this isn't good. They're in way too good of a condition. I'm trying to desperately get any kind of a kill and I just can't. Yeah, I'm not sure if we can even win this at this point. They keep firing, and the crew needs to keep running. And the problem is, they're in fairly good positions now, and I can't kill them. Yeah. We're losing more core troops. This is basically the worst case scenario in Norway. I can recover from it, but I still need a victory out of this. Everything fails. We get 2 shots that don't hit the targets, and then we're going to have to deal with enemy fire. Well, side turret hit that didn't do shit. At least we got a kill this time. Right, I need to decide what I want to do here. This infantry is a great position to act, doesn't mean we want to act with it first. The infantry is pretty worthless now. Trying to suppress the BMP. Do you see? Right, we can at least alleviate the pressure a little bit. I'll have to do something with the infantry. What that something is, I'm not sure. We, after all, have to keep a significant amount of them constantly here to protect the flags. If we lose those flags, it's game over for us. We've taken probably at least equal amount of casualties, point-wise. And we don't really, if we don't control any flags, it's all over for us. 4% chance to hit no matter what we shoot. I find that hard to believe. Yeah, now it's suddenly 36. The infantry moves first. This Sherman can probably care of something. I'm worried about. There should be a lot of tanks. I mean, proper T-62s coming our way, and I'm not seeing any of them now. Not really. So I'm not all that eager in trying to rush there with the few operational tanks we still have. the same time, we're not in a horrible position here. Gives us a little bit of a breather too. I don't have to fire all my shots every turn. Okay. I think you need to get the fuck out of here. If I lose these two, there's really nothing to be gained. Also, we have no reason to push forward with these units. We need to push forward in the south, but we don't need all that many turns to do it, so we can hold on for a few extra turns. I think in the south, things aren't in general looking all that bad. They're not looking good either. There's just, we needed a kill here. So the swatter has a decent chance of getting me. But there's really not much I can do. Everyone is coming toward this side town. I think we just need to add some smoke here. Nothing else really. He'll likely retreat, and the main thing is that we need to protect these. They cannot drive through here no matter what, and there's gonna be failed assaults and things like that, so that's what we need to see. That's a much more realistic situation. Metric ton of BMPs and infantry. Can't fire on them. That's what I want to see. There's so much infantry there that this is gonna be catastrophic for them. Alright, can I shoot at the BMP? It'll kill the infantry at the same time. Retreating, routed troops. So that did a lot of good here. Can we do more of that kind of good? We need to bring more units closer so we can act, but I don't think we want to bring in too many extra units there to do the same thing. Now there are no intact infantry units there that can keep pushing. That's the biggest thing. The infantry can't handle the vehicles and the infantry at the same time. Could go with the Sherman, but again, these probably aren't the only units here. I just can't see more. Okay, any sense in bring... I think I'm gonna bring another Sherman close here. Even if we don't really react to anything now, I want to be in a position to do something about these units until they come our way. The two jeeps were my best investment for this. Single-handedly turned the northern army situation into something manageable. T-62 destroyed. as usually. Any tanks? Mostly APCs now. APC kills matter. Tank crew. Don't want to leave any weaknesses here. BMPs are ready for action and they're piling up. Not sure if we can kill them enough so we can retake flags. I mean, they're still having troops here after all, so it'll be a lot of fighting. It was better that this infantry squad took the retaliation fire from them. Hmm. I'm just gonna have to get shot. Shit, don't die, don't die, don't die, don't die. And another unit that's a kill shot. Mobilize. Oh, destroyed. Didn't expect that would be possible. Even better then. I don't see them being able to do too much. I'll use some these APCs, for God's sake, to suppress them. We have other units that can do the kill shots. Not sure if I can go right next to them quite yet. Anyway, I'm gonna try to use the scouting APC to do it. Well, we could try to make use of these, so maybe support the southern group. But here we might as well start thinking about moving forward. We have to go through a lot of each row a lot of infantry to get things done here. Infantry will hold position. We could try to go south too. I mean, we have a decent amount of infantry here already, and there's infantry coming from the south. So having someone there to sort of at least spot the enemy wouldn't be a horrible idea. Okay, this will decide quite a bit. They kill this one, they might still turn things around here, but if not, we'll get a lot of BMPs. Right, they're thoroughly routed. So huge success for us. Okay, it's a bit unsafe, but we also are pretty safe. Ah. These units are extremely useful. They can pretty much probably kill anything here. So, maybe we should start get moving. I don't know if we should keep staying here. I don't see us realistically contributing to anything useful. Here, on the other hand, we'll probably face T-62s at the very least. Some of their tanks could also come over the river here, so being a little bit of extra firepower there wouldn't hurt. I think we can afford to take things easily for around turn 10 more or less, and we'll start to have to make some choices. And we'll keep one tank here to provide support fire for the infantry. The rest have to do something a little bit more constructive here. I might need extra tanks to support the advance to the south too. It's not exactly decided fully yet. If they lack heavy firepower, they're unlikely to be able to achieve all that much anyhow. A little bit to the west and you're dead. And the amazing jeeps. I'm thinking of pulling these back simply to basically force some of their units that are still stuck here to make some moves. These are dead anyway. I mean, if we stay, we're dead. So no point throwing them away. And I do want the enemy to actually move. We're gonna lose the APC. No? Surprise. But a welcome one. Surely you see one of the tanks at least. Now this guy has too much suppression to be able to accurately hit anything. Still, I'm surprised no one bothered to shoot at the tanks we obviously see. Guess I could have wasted all my shots, that's certainly a possibility. And since there are clearly tanks still coming through, I'm inclined to not fire all of my remaining shots anymore. In fact, I think it might be time for us to reposition ourselves. Want to be in a position to push forward when the time comes. Right, T-62 is getting closer. The EMP is still ready. So nothing's really changed here. I have to be careful how we show them our face now. Too many tanks on the move. Get rid of the infantry squad. It's a bit too far away. I really don't know if I should make any kind of drastic move here. We're not in any way as in a safe location with these infantry squads, and piling them up on top of each other endlessly is not usually a good idea. They'll just multiply the casualties when things start to go bad. Button means he can still fire quite easily. B&B survived, but I think it's rotted to the point that's basically worthless. Okay. Not an important target to fire at really, but I'm guessing it'll have a suppression effect on the tanks here. That it? You can still use the jeeps to spot things, so definitely taking them to the front line. I don't know how this is gonna go. The early casualties we took mean that we're not in a good position to make any kind of assaults. At the same time, we're in good enough a position that they can't really just easily crush us either. But they have the units to get it done. Now it's getting a little bit tougher. Much tougher. We have to move forward, but thing is, if I don't move now, I'll probably forget that the moving is even an option. So we definitely should make some progress, even if it's not that much. Targets. 55. Probably can't hit it. Could be protected in a way that I can't really use any other unit to attack it either. I'd still prefer to push forward even if I never hit it. Because I do need to make progress, and we could kill some elsewhere, some other place, to basically allow us to suppress it enough that it won't be a problem. Next turn or two will be fairly important, now that they're moving the tanks in. This unit can't move, that's why I'm basically fighting to the end there. Really have another. I don't really have options. Infantry is not a good idea to move them. We will likely lose a unit or two here, so probably shouldn't use the command unit to. You do it. I need to find the location where I can see the tank. It's this one. Another tank. It's moved a lot, it's probably shot too, so even though it's ready, it might not be able to react to anything. Not exactly eager to test that out, but I don't think I have a choice. The tank has to go. If they keep piling up here, even if they don't really get anything done, they'll block me from making any kind of progress. So either way, it has to go. I'm gonna suppress it a little bit more. Try to get it to I think we should be fairly cautious here. We're relying on a tank that could die on the next turn. If that goes, we don't really have a lot that we can do. I think I'll send in an infantry squad first. That should test if it can do reaction fire. Also reveal other units that are still there. Can't really see anything but the tank, so if that's looking good. Mobilized, that's not good enough. Better. So job done with minimal risk. It also means, ooh, they abandoned BMP. There's already BMP, there's already T62, T60, yeah, there's at least half a dozen T62s that are more or less just sitting here, not to leave all that in a hurry to go anywhere. I'm not sure what I should do. It's a big risk showing our face around there. Just don't have a huge amount of choices, so. The thing is, if we get the few kills we need, we are in a pretty perfect spot. That they can't take a huge amount of losses either. So this could go either way very easily. Like that kill is very, very important. If there was any units around there, they are unlikely to be able to do anything. I don't think we should be staying here. Can't shoot at anything important. We can basically cover that, and that's about it. Here there are no worthwhile targets coming our way anymore. So what I think we should do is send this to the south or center. Because center is more important flag-wise, and there's a lot of tanks here. So even though we could use it in the south, it might still be better to get north. We see. Shit. Good for us. This has to be here to prevent the T-62s from flanking us. As the jeep that sees them. I was wondering who exactly that was. Final turns of us sitting still. We have to make progress now. Nothing's happening. This guy's so suppressed that it can't do shit. And it's the command unit. What do we see? Not much. We've got to just move forward and hope that things don't go really well for us. Can't see shit. Right. I'd say there's probably quite a few units right here ready to take advantage of the situation. It's only a few BMPs. Mobilized. Well, that's nice. Another BMP. But it only fired a machine gun, so it doesn't really have all that much life. I need to do something about the infantry squad more than anything else. Right, we have to make some moves, but at the same time, really important to make the correct moves. Holy shit, miracle shot. This guy's done wonderfully well. I really don't want to lose it. A few good kills could also get our army-wide route going. The question is, can tanks support this? If not, this is a simple matter. He can. So we need to try to take him out first. Any kill will do here. I think army-wide route is pretty much our best hope of getting a victory out of this. Right, I haven't fired on them and they're pinned. Didn't really want you to assault, but whatever. Even if they don't get destroyed, they're definitely abandoning the vehicle. But I should be able to get it. I should be able to destroy it. I just don't want to go into these areas where the outside tanks and BMPs can start shooting. Who knows what it does. Wait. Unit destroyed. And they're retreating. I'll leave a couple of the command squads behind, but I think I want to start moving the rest of the infantry forward. No matter what happens with them, we do have to do something. Probably out of the fight. They have one T-55 at least still coming in though. But that's not too big of an issue. Don't really see any major infantry groups here. Retreating. Kind. Ah, shit. How to make progress here? I think we want to keep a tight group. There's no telling what we're gonna find. It's casualties or will suppress the entire group, but I think they will succeed or fail as a group anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Someone needs to come here and finish the tank off, though. I doubt an enemy tank can reach here, so we should be fairly safe. Yeah, that tank has taken a couple of hits already. Just die. Good. They're moving tanks north, though. Still guarding this and no one's coming. I don't think we have the luxury of doing that anymore. But as long as no one else is looking in that direction, I sort of have to. I think I should start moving this toward the flags. I might not be able to get these without the full army route, but I can certainly get these. And we do have to go for the gold because of the huge amount of losses. Whatever, it can't be a marginal defeat. That's the worst scenario, because I think a defeat means that the campaign is over. So it's a redo of the mission. Which is something I do not want to do. Where do we want to use this if not here? I think it might be more useful for us to go through the forests here to get into a firing position on this area. There's a couple of units there, but not that many. They are moving forward. They're not exactly happy with their current setup either. Ah, jeeps. Perfect scouting unit really. Fast, small, has no ammunition. I'm pretty sure I moved most of my units. There's a couple of tanks that are a threat to me, but only a couple. Holy shit. They neutralized one of my tanks, didn't destroy it. They're not moving fast enough. They're making minor progress here and there, which is fine. Really is. It's not enough for us. Holy shit, we can see something. Crew! I'll take it. Anything to get a kill at this point. It's also next to an abandoned tank, which is exactly good for us. Tanks need to conserve their shells. Can't afford to fire at a crew. Just the shots alone will be more important. I think I made the exact wrong conclusion with these units. The huge amount of armor-piercing ammunition means that they have less specialty ammunition. So I bought the one tank model that has the least amount of specialty ammunition. So the one I least wanted to take. It's not a horrible tank, but it's not a good one either. So what are you gonna do when you start losing these flags? That's what I'm wondering. There's gonna be a serious reaction or not. That'll even the situation more or less. He still has more flags, no doubt about that. And this guy's, no one's even really shooting at this guy, usually at least. Has it taken damage? No. It's a command unit that's on his own, so rally 0. That's pathetic. Okay. Progress has to be made this time. At the same time, command units can't be used blindly just to solve things. If I use move infantry now, they'll just suppress it. So someone has to, but if I, yeah, it's a but situation. Gotta do something no matter what the situation is. Probably a lot of infantry here too. Someone's going to have to go in there and suck up the casualties. Preferably someone from a little further behind, so it doesn't. It would allow still the forward infantry units to do something meaningful, even no matter what happens with the rear units. Even just spotting where the enemies are would be somewhat useful. Enemy HQ. Yeah, they're still perfectly capable of doing things. There's a BMP there. So we're in a very bad spot. T-62s across the river. At least a platoon of them coming in. But this is vital information for us. Don't think we need to go for the flags anymore. Right. This is pretty dangerous for us. Our goal is to try to make sure the infantry that's still here isn't actually going to be able to do all that much. Right, drive it away. Tanks are someone else's problem. The infantry can't be responsible for them. That won't work. But I need to do something about the BMP. And in order to do something, I'd basically have to move here. And risk getting shot by tanks. A lot of tanks too. Although I don't think they can see here yet. They can see it on the next turn. It's risky to find out though, but I guess that's what we have the jeeps here for. What happens if you move here? Not good enough. Yeah, that's good enough. Less enemies spotted here. Okay. You have to retreat from this place. Perfect. Right. Trying to kill the HQ would be a good achievement too. That'll basically guarantee the route if we can kill a couple of tanks. I'm not sure what to do with the jeeps. I sort of thinking that might be able to. We might be better off pulling them back because we might need those useful spotters for the next turn too. So no point leaving the tanks there to die. I don't think I can shoot the HQ unit in any reasonable manner. Might be able to suppress some infantry, and I don't think that's a horrible idea. Might seem like a waste, but we are relying our infantry to be able to sort of maneuver here and get things done. So that will not work if there are a lot of enemy infantry squads suppressing them immediately. We could sort of whip them a little bit further away, that'd be great. I sort of want to try to kill the crew, even though it's in a truck thing. The thing is, it's in a position to spot everything here. It will make it easier for the enemy to try to do something. Sherman. Only a few shots left. A lot of high explosive anti-tanks though. I don't think this has any armor-piercing ammunition. They're all high explosive anti-tanks. So for the most part, something like this would have been much more preferable. It has a little bit problem with the fire control, so it's not exactly a replacement for the tanks we chose though. So. Is that a missile team? Yes, it was. Multiple Sager teams there. Okay, I didn't realize how many of them they still have there. What exactly was I planning to do with this? No idea. We can fire once. Right, this tank has taken damage. Can't operate properly anymore. At the same time, it can still operate a little bit. It's not in a horrible position either. So we can see through one set of trees. Not through two. Only a couple of turns left. On the positive side, I think we're 2 turns away from taking old flag, so we can fight for 2 to 3 turns and still have the ability to take everything. This also shows how weak they are too. Time is running out for them too, and they cannot mount anything too serious. There's most of the units are pinned or retreating right from the start, or even routed. There's just a handful of tanks that are still coming our way, and that's pretty much all they have left. Some infantry going for the flags. Please get your shit together, no? I only saw an infantry unit anyway, doesn't really matter. We have better units than this to deal with infantry. I want to get into a position where I can stick my nose through the smoke and fire on the north. Probably easier to do it this way. I'm betting there's a lot more infantry coming our way, so let's be careful what we do. We'll kill everything we can. I'm even thinking that we might want to go after the mortar group. there. It's not too dangerous for us, but we would have to cross this field where all the anti-tank units still operating, be able to harass us. So it's a bit risky. I'm risking a scouting unit to basically take a look here. See, where would we need to go to be able to get something down? Suppression and fire only. If we get kills, that's great, but we don't really care. It's a full-sized infantry unit, perfectly operational. It's retreating. I think we've achieved quite a bit. It's evidenced by the fact that I didn't even kill anything from that group, and it's basically we got it to the point where it's retreating fairly easily. Right. Need to see where do we need to go to actually be able to contribute something useful. It's probably around here. Right. I'll act as a scout for the tank. The tank cannot be destroyed threateningly here. Can't afford that. Not sure if I should go into the smoke here. Don't know if I have the luxury of waiting though. That's the fundamental issue we have with everything here. They're just sitting around here doing almost nothing, so... Smoke here would benefit us yet, but we don't actually have any smoke. Oh, that's amazing. So, looks like there's about a half a dozen teams that are coming our way. Tanks. About a platoon from the east, a handful tank section type of a thing from the south. Also active and capable anti-tank infantry teams. I don't dare to go there. Even a slight misstep is basically game over for us. Literal game over in this case. Struggle, hard fought for sort of an okay end scenario is still acceptable. That's not too bad. You have smoke ammunition? Ooh. We basically do almost anything. We won't be able to really do much. Don't have smoke. We move here, the tanks will kill us. moved to the wrong infantry squad, didn't I? No, I did not. This could potentially take out a tank. And it's not some kind of weird situation either. Something that just needs to do something about the BTR first. God damn it. What to do here? The big problem with the BTR is that he's in no hurry to go anywhere. I know this is very risky, but I need to do something. That's probably enough. It suppressed, took a little bit of damage too. So while it might still be able to react to a lot of things, I don't think it will. Do I want to do that again? Guess I sort of do. It's the only unit that can really disrupt the infantry trying to destroy that tank. The other tank cannot do it. Definitely need to bring tanks forward. Can't shoot at anything interesting. Thinking of leaving this tank here. If they basically push forward, they're gonna have a big problem with the tank. Well, tanks. If they move forward or move a little bit to the side, they're gonna have to deal with the tank. This is getting to be a real close range encounter. What type of tanks we are using is pretty much irrelevant at this point, thanks to the close range. Right. Can't afford keep doing this though. Yeah, they're boxed in. If they move forward, they're going to stumble onto infantry or tanks. Problem is the same thing goes both ways. I think I'll move the jeeps a little bit closer. I'm going to have to use them to scout around a bit. Okay, it's really all about the one infantry that can potentially take out a tank. Alternatively, shoot at a T-62 can fire at us. That probably won't. I'll take my chances. We're likely, we don't need to go south and we might die at any moment anyway. So didn't work out. We could try to save our ass with smoke. It's retreating though, so that's something. Oh shit, that's a catastrophe for the infantry. It also means it those tanks have fired multiple times on this turn. One dead. More tank ammunition wasted on infantry. I don't think that was a good choice for them. We still have enough turns to take everything too. But we now have to start moving. Because we have to fight still on the remaining flags. Overall things look fairly good. They are pinned though instead of retreating or routed. I think the HQ unit there is doing its job. Right. You are still retreating. Excellent. You were a great unit too, with still better ammunition left. So, screw you. I'm leaving the APCs here to defend the flags. Ooh, that's a good one. So more or less, if I move a single hex, I can try to start shooting at a tank. And it's in a very nasty position if we want to try to retake the flags there, or take the flags. So it needs to be gotten rid of anyway. We don't have good ammunition, so it's unlikely to be destroyed, but suppression effect could be significant. Yeah, that wasn't great. I'm willing to bet one of the T-55s did retreat, so this would be another new one. Although, I have no idea. It's not. It's the same one. They can't get rid of this infantry squad. That tank is gonna die. We are within range to go closer here and start massive amount of suppression fire. We also know that there are anti-tank teams here, so I'm not all that eager to just blindly rush in. Still, you people need to start doing things. We are running out of time. It is risky, but rather you lose the infantry than tanks, and rather lose infantry than the entire goddamn mission. Yeah, there's a T-62 there. Here or here, not quite sure. Either way, behind the building, you know that. Also, we still need to take it out, so... Okay, there it is. There's two tanks there, in fact. That's the more important piece of information. That doesn't fundamentally really change anything, though. We still need to take all of them out. There's just not enough time otherwise. HQ units here. Right, they're shooting from a long distance away. I thought it was in the next square. X, whatever. Ah, Stagger team, you need to go. At least pin, meaning it can't do much. You already fired. We need to keep piling troops here, even if they get killed. I think the other tank is basically empty. Right, they've been shooting so much. Can I move? Yes. No reaction anymore. One down. No change in the morale of the other one though. So the infantry suffered more from it than the tanks did. We do have to push in here now. Anyone? I think I'll go for the headquarter kill. We need 2 guys from that squad to die and it's over. At least suppress to all hell, but that's not enough. 1. These tanks might still fire on us. Doesn't really matter, we're running out of time. We basically either push forward with massive risks or we're going to lose anyway. Yeah, T-62. Crew survived. Crew survived is pretty much the only good news really for us at this point. I could get closer. How much closer do we want to get? We don't have to end everything on this turn, so it's not that big of an issue, but things need to happen. Oh shit, there's a BMP firing at us. It's probably the immobilized one. It's been there for ages, right? Doesn't mean it's any less dangerous though. Shooting at this because there's a chance we could get a kill. If we get a kill from that, it would suppress the other 2. Ooh, ish her man. Retreating button ready. If I can get a kill here, it'll solve the situation here. Too much to hope for. We're not in that big of a rush, so we can still push back a little. But only a little. And not with the rest. Right, they're pretty much all immobilized and buttoned there. But that's not good enough. Why can't I get the kills? Eight targets. Retreating tank, A62. Yeah, take a shot at it. It won't hit, but we need to take it out next turn. Patton! Gotta show your face, dude. good hit. Basically decided that he won't be a threat to us. That's an important, probably one of the more important kills we're ever gonna get. Ready T-62, fire on it. Need to get more tanks into positions where they can take on the enemy tanks. Put it in a situation where the number of tanks threatening them is so significant they can't just ignore it anymore. This is the only tank that's ready. Everyone else is being hit or buttoned or retreating. So we can basically take this one out, we win. And if we suppress it or get a good hit on it, that's good enough. Yeah, didn't do it. I think I'll put in some jeeps out here. Just to give better targets to some of the enemies. Anything else we can do? I suppose there are still... I bypassed a lot of the APCs we had available, because it didn't make sense to move them when we had the chance. But I'm not sure if that's the case anymore. In fact, we could probably achieve a lot if we did move them. Also, no one actually did anything about the T-62, which is an interesting thing. Totally forgot that it exists. I mean, I had suppressed it, so why bother actually destroying it? The hell. Right, there's realistically nothing I can do about it now. Might be... I need to try to do something about it fast, though. Suppress it to all hair or something, because it's basically point blank with a lot of our units, and I've got nothing to destroy. So it either is suppressed or it will kill us all. Now we draw a little bit. We could go after the HQ unit. That's a big deal too. Single kill on that unit, and it's a massive reduction in their capability of rallying. Might be worth going for. It's really hard to get though. Much more likely we're gonna end up being shot by a lot of infantry without us being able to do all that much about it. So I think it's better to suppress it. Especially this. Okay, I need this tank to be routed. That will pretty much guarantee that it will not be able to really shoot it. And I can't get it to that condition. We'll try our damnedest. Retreating. Right, just not getting it. Okay. I don't want to go next to the Saggart. It's just pinned. That could be easily gotten rid of, that kind of condition. I'm not even looking for kills really with those, just any kind of extra suppression. We could take a pot shot at one of the enemies, that's pretty much it. This will decide a lot what happens now. Basically, if we're gonna get an overwhelming victory out of this still, or a proper victory, or if it's gonna go drawn somehow. Yep. They're getting kills, that's pretty bad. Also shooting at infantry, which is... Tank managed to shoot. Yeah, the tank they have there... Oh fuck. Up in the north basically destroyed 2 tanks. But they couldn't get all that much done. So while what we did was incredibly risky, there wasn't much of a consequence to that, much less than I actually thought there would be. This is no good. Abandoned, immobilized. So this one will probably still react, so I'm not gonna move this tank here. Okay, everything still needs to be pushed forward. Nothing's changed on that front. We need to suppress him. I'm gonna shoot as much as possible. Doesn't really matter what we shoot. Any kind of kill is acceptable. Any kind of suppression is acceptable. Just get something done. D3. Infantry doesn't really care about the destroyed squads, that's blatantly obvious. Forward at full speed. Shoot at anything you can. Same thing here. That T-62 is pretty much in a nightmare position though. I knew it would be a problem. Two hits, he doesn't give a shit. Quickly go through the tank, see if we would possibly manage to get some kind of a usable kill shot on it. No, this is a totally a different tank. If it happens to turn around and start fighting, we're shit. The one tank still there is a nightmare now for us. That's pretty much it. The only one that could reasonably get a better position on it is this one. Just need to get a little bit to the side. I see it now. Probably not gonna hit it, but the extra suppression is probably could make the difference between win or fail. 2 hits on it. Yeah, it's bottomed up. Not sure if that's enough. Right, we're just gonna have to start going in there and causing fuss. Even if it can shoot, even if every shot it takes gets a kill, we still need to do this. Okay, there's a... Holy shit, there's an entire platoon of tanks immobilized in the river here. You are so fucking dead. So fucking dead. That doesn't really matter though. They can't see shit. They do prevent us crossing the river from this location though. I'm trying to go after the HQ if I can. Split. Excellent. No more HQ for you. But we certainly don't want to bring more tanks there, APCs there to die. Could go for flags. There's no real reason to hurry about that though. Fight is not gonna end for a couple of turns at least. What to do? I guess we're just gonna rush. Hope for the best. We could go after those tanks too, but that's so unlikely to succeed. Oh, there's a retreating T-62. It's always nice. More or less holding our fingers crossed for hoping for that army-wide route now will activate out of some reason. Don't really see anything else working for us. So any casualty we can do will be beneficial. I think it's a certain percentage amount of your total unit count basically kicking the bucket. So please, +1 to that unit count would be great. Crew just got destroyed, but there's still crew here, so I'm sort of confused. Holy shit. Ooh, we have a tank ready for moving. Yeah. Gladly moved. What point do we see things? Likely to hit, but I'll take my shots. A little bit of extra suppression. Oh, Sagar team ready for action, that's no good. It's just infantry, but it can still take down a team. Hopefully that will suppress it enough. You're firing at a T-62, which is fairly close, but you still missed. Piece of crap. Same thing for you. Just pick a target, hope you survive the next turn. I'm pushing forward with the jeeps. Yeah, this was a stupid thing to do. Okay, probably the last turn of the mission. Yeah, this can't be helped. This was that guy was destined to die. Ooh, BMP is firing. And didn't die. That's miracle. Losing control of our command tank here was pretty much my biggest disappointment with our own tanks. That should have gone differently, but it didn't. 3 targets. Guess I'll just shoot at the Sagar team. Not a great target to shoot at, but it's still a threat. More importantly, we need to get control of this situation. Rifle, rifle, rifle. We'll see much we could do here. Might be a straggling infantry squad here and there, but they're not threatening any of our flags. Okay, any more tanks that might be able to contribute something to this? Even the BMPs don't get killed by tank shells these days. That's one of the reasons I really hate when we just immobilize things. With some units, yeah, it works perfectly, but others, not really. Does create troubles for later days. Right, either the infantry gets shit done or it doesn't get done. Now we have enough mobility to get the flags themselves. Can I react? No. And if we suppress it well enough, I don't think it could possibly do anything. Still, we have other troubles coming our way, so I'm trying to suppress them now before they become real trouble. Might be able to even take down the BMP. I think that's be asking for trouble though. I mean, we can go there and try to suppress it, but any actual killing action will have to be left for another turn. They'll kill the crew. simply because they don't have anything else to do. I need to get this one into a route. That way it won't, even if it retreats, it won't take the flag. No smoke ammunition. Well, we have a single chance of taking out the tank. It won't work. This unit has too much suppression. It's still worth a try. It doesn't even have the weapon grade. This could reasonably work. There we go. Very, very, very important kill for us. Don't really have any capable troops here either. Even if... yeah, the BMP is trying to retreat too. Naturally it can't because it's mobile, but it means that it won't be able to effectively do a goddamn thing anymore. Actually, you. I want to make sure I'm not stumbling into further infantry squads here. Ah, Isher man. Right. A victory for us, but at a great cost. Cost that we can afford to pay though, so... holy shit. $1,807 versus 414. Lost 3 APCs, 5 vehicles, 1 helicopter, 50 men. They lost 260 men, 18 APCs, 39 tanks. So, kill death ratio is still fantastic, but I think this showcases again the fact that the scale of things is starting to climb up a bit too much. You don't necessarily want a huge amount of quality even in your own vehicles. You just need a certain amount of numbers to have the ammunition to take that, because you're gonna miss some will click. So you need hundreds and hundreds of shots that can take down main battle tanks. Despite your best efforts, the Syrian army still holds major portions of the Golan Heights. Our forces in this area are exhausted and low on supplies. Currently, we are unable to conduct any further offensive operations and must recommend to our governmental to seek UN help in enforcing a ceasefire in Syria. We will have to concede to the Syrian territorial demands and give up the Golan Heights forever. You may return to your previous civilian job. So we failed. Basically, we got a marginal victory, and that was game over. We got all the flags. We killed the enemy like what? Something like 7-1, 8-1. And that was a failure. So fuck you, game. Is it actually a game over though? It sort of seems like it's game over. So I'll have to redo this. Shit.